Well, hello there and welcome back to the Hull City Fan Central YouTube channel, where today I will be giving my official match prediction for the Hull City versus West Bromwich Albion game due to take place tomorrow, Saturday at 3 p.m. will be the kickoff time. It's set to be a very exciting game as we do welcome back to the MKM quite a few of ex-Hull City, dare I say, legends, with that being Steve Bruce, who is West Brom's manager, still searching for his first win as the manager of West Brom. We do also have Jake Livermore, who will be coming back, and I think we can kind of call him a Hull City legend. The way that he used to play for the club. He's just a brilliant player, and obviously he is the captain of West Brom. So we do have some high-profile West Brom players, ex-Hull City players as well. So anyway, let's get into my match prediction for the starting lineup for Hull City. Okay, so I do predict the same starting lineup as the side that beat Peterborough 3-0. So that is Matt Ingram in goal. I think he put a brilliant shift in, although he wasn't tested that much, and obviously coming back from that awful injury that he suffered a couple of weeks ago. So glad to see him back. We did give him a massive round of applause when he came out. But yeah, I hope that he can power another performance like that, and I hope that we will get a clean sheet, but we'll have to see what my prediction is towards the end of the video. Coming up into the defence, I do predict Deschamps Bernard, Sean McLaughlin and Jacob Greaves. There are three defenders who have been on top form, and there has been some news coming out recently that Deschamps Bernard and Nathan Baxter are looking to sign on permanently for the club, which will be great news for us because Deschamps Bernard is an absolutely brilliant defender, and if he signs on like Ryan Longman did, I think that it will only just further his career through with Hull City through what will it be, like 3.5 years. I presume the contract will be, so hopefully he does. So moving into our midfield, we do have a midfield of four, as was played with for the Peterborough game, and I think it is a brilliant midfield four, with Regan Slater, Richie Smallwood, Greg Doherty and Brandon Fleming over on the other side. Brandon Fleming, brilliant player, brilliant. I think I saw a stat that he's won the most tackles on average out of any player in the Championship this season on games on over 5 appearances. So that alone is a brilliant stat. So hopefully that he can further his career at Hull City. Obviously, he's an academy player, he's a local lad. We do like our local talent, so hopefully that he will keep with us for this next season. I presume he will do. I don't think any other club are interested in him at this point, but you never know what might happen between now and September, so we don't really know. But hopefully he's with us for next season when we should be retaining into the Championship, hopefully pushing for that promotion. Moving on to our sort of attacking midfield sense, and Keane Lewis Potter will fill in that little role there. I'm pleasantly surprised with Keane Lewis Potter's performance against Peterborough. I think that might have been one of his best performances all season. I mean, he got 2 goals, he got a brace. Second one, hilarious, went straight through the keeper's legs. But he was making himself widely available more than he has been doing in any other game this season, I believe. Just shows Keane Lewis Potter does love an away day. I've stood by this since just over October time, that Keane Lewis Potter loves an away day. His performance at away games is far superior than his appearances at home at the MKM. So I think that, should we look into that? Should we try and fix that? Probably, especially if we're trying to sign him on for another however long after this season, because obviously we do have Brentford, West Ham and Tottenham all after him. So hopefully we can keep him, but it's looking less and less likely with each brilliant performance that he has with the new club picking up interest. But then also George Honeyman, he did go off at half-time against Peterborough with a little bit of an injury. Hopefully that wasn't anything too major, but I think he will be able to play because he did come out and went straight to some of his friends or family, I can't remember. So yeah, he seemed fine. I presume it was just a bit of a fatigueness injury, because he just doesn't stop running. But I was pleasantly surprised with Liam Walsh when he came on to replace George Hooman. I think that performance, I was a bit sceptical about Liam Walsh when he signed on from Swansea, because obviously it was after we beat them 2-0. He signed on, I think it was a couple of days afterwards, if not the day afterwards. And I didn't see that much of a brilliant performance from him playing for Swansea at that time. So I was like, why have we signed this player on? What's he going to bring? But he came on in replacement of George Hooman, and that was one of the best decisions I think Shota's made all season. It was the reason why we scored 2 goals in the second half. Yes, he didn't get an assist, but the movement that he was making just down the side where I was sat, brilliant. I think that performance there shows why he should maybe be in contention to be in the starting 11. But I think that he'll make more of an impact, especially at this time, coming off the bench in place of somebody like George Hooman, who has like a similar play style to him, but they're both like unique in their own ways. And then of course up top we do have Tyler Smith, of course with Saïd Menesh, Marcus Forss and Tom Eaves all being fit, I believe has been released. I still pick Tyler Smith over them. I think maybe 1-2 of them might come on from the bench, but I think Tyler Smith's performance against Peterborough will be enough to drive him into that starting 11, because I mean he got his first league goal. He got his first league goal, for Christ's sakes. I mean, that doesn't come lightly. Wasn't the prettiest of goals, but it was still a goal. So yeah, I think his performance has been brilliant all season. You can see his hard work. I compare him to the George Hooman, but as a striker. He just keeps him running. He gets in places. He's nimble and brilliant. His goal against Everton and his goal against Peterborough just solidify how nimble he is, just getting through the extra man of defence, whatever we need. He is a brilliant striker, and he will stay on with the club for another few seasons, which I'm glad to see, because our attack, when we have injuries, hasn't been looking too sharply recently. Of course, Malik Wilkes is back. He did make an appearance against Peterborough coming off the bench. Didn't look too promising, but it is a good substitution spot for Tyler Smith, Tom Eaves, Saïd Menesh, or Marcus Forss whenever one of them need to come off or something like that. So we have got some good attacking options compared to what we did at the start of the season. We have been developing on that, but who really knows where Shota's going to go with all of this. But anyway, let's go on to each team's recent form. Okay, so for Hull City, the recent form looking a little bit dire. It's on the up though. It is on the up. We do have 2 losses, 2 draws and 1 win out of the last 5. Of course, that 1 win being the 3-0 win over Peterborough away last weekend. The 2 draws being 1-1 against QPR and a 0-0 against Sheffield United. The 2 losses, have been, well, of the Barnsley performance was terrible. 2-0 against Barnsley, yeah, terrible. But then the 1-0 against Fulham, it was a good performance by Hull City. I'm not going to take that away from them. I think that performance should have come out in a different scoreline. Maybe we should have got a draw, pushed for a win, but I think our performance there solidified against the Fulham side, who have annihilated everybody in the league. Let's not forget that. Pushing them to a 1-0 at the MKM, where we have been looking the weaker out of our home or away fixtures. I'm pleasantly surprised with that. But anyway, let's go on to West Bromwich Albion's recent form. Okay, so if you thought Hull City's recent form was bad, wait till you see West Brom's. So they haven't won a game with Steve Bruce as manager, and that's been shown in the last 5 here. They have lost 4 and only drawn 1. Of course, with the 2-0 loss midweek against Swansea. We do have a 2-1 loss against Middlesbrough, a 2-0 loss against Luton, and a 2-0 loss against Sheffield United. There's a 0-0 draw against Blackburn there. But remember, we did beat Blackburn 2-0 at the MKM Stadium not that long ago. So who really knows what's going to go down in this? I think we do have the edge. Obviously, who knows what's going to happen. But let's go on to where both teams sit in the table and what this could mean for both teams. Okay, so as you can see via the table, West Bromwich Albion do sit at the moment in 13th position. Obviously, a dramatic fall from where they were towards the start of the season. Yeah, their recent form for the past few months has been dwindling and dwindling fast. But Hull City, they did finish 18th on Saturday, but after a midweek fixture, they do slip into 19th. So 19th at the moment. If we do grab a win against West Brom this Saturday, we will move up a few positions to 17th, just nipping over Bristol City. That's if every team above us all lose, but probably won't happen that way. So we can move anywhere from 19th to 17th if we win. If we lose, we are looking at maybe Birmingham City overtaking us, but we can't go any lower than that because there is a big gap between Birmingham City and Reading. So we will be safe. We will stay up this season unless a dramatic shift happens, but I don't think that will happen. Moving on to West Brom, they do sit 13th with 46 points. They do have Blackpool just knocking on the door behind them with 1 point. And then they do have Preston and Millwall within a 3-point reach above them there. So they aren't fully out of a promotion race, but they do need to switch up their form recently. Of course, there is only about 11 games left of the season now. So, I mean, it is getting close. It is. But we should be safe. We should be safe from relegation. Thankfully. If you asked me this about a few months ago, I'd have maybe gone, you sure we don't want to try and win League One again? But I think at the moment, we will be safe in the Championship for another season. Hopefully pushing for promotion next season. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens. Let's go on to my match prediction. Okay, so my official match prediction for the game taking place tomorrow is going to be a 2-1 win for Hull City. Obviously, West Brom have only scored 1 goal with Steve Bruce as manager, so I'm going to give them their second goal. But I do think that Hull City will score the first and then score the second, and then I think the West Brom goal will be another consolation goal for them, similar to the other goal that they have scored under Steve Bruce. I do think that the first goal will be Tyler Smith, as long as he does start, but it's looking very promising that he will do, especially with his recent interview that did get released onto the Hull City socials. So I do think he's going to get the first goal, and I think the second one might be a nice Keane Lewis-Potter add on to his scoring, as he is actually the under-21's second leading goal scorer in the Championship this season. If he gets 2 more goals, he will go up to joint first. So I do hope that he gets another goal at the MKM tomorrow. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens. I will have a matchday vlog out tomorrow from the game at the MKM. So make sure that you like and subscribe so you don't miss that or any other Hull City content on this YouTube channel. But that's been it for this video. Make sure that you let me know down in the comments what you think your prediction will be. And until next time, goodbye.